Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
DUI and VMRO DPMNE leaders sent joint message. Nikola Gruevski and Ali Ahmeti, the leaders of VMRO DPMNE and DUI respectively, sent a message that laws, the identity of communities and sovereignty must be respected. The coalition partners called on the citizens to refrain from provocations and pledged to prevent any attempt to worsen inter-ethnic relations. According to the joint press release issued by the two parties following the Gruevski-Ahmeti meeting held in the government building, both leaders agreed that overcoming challenges related to inter-ethnic relations primarily depends on mutual respect of the identity of communities. Identity issues should not be brought in correlation to anything else but identity, which is the choice of the communities themselves. Individuals or subjects should not create tensions or fuel distrust through matters of emotional importance for a community, such as denomination of the language, nation, name, and use of symbols, while they are at the same time required to understand important identity matters for every community and unconditionally respecting the laws, the ruling party said, adding that Macedonia's future lies in a great united Europe and that the messages in a direction different than the one do not reflect VMRO DPMNE and DUI's view on the country's course and development. General Affairs Council to make decision on EU talks on Tuesday. On the 11th of December, the EU General Affairs Council will definitely decide whether and when Macedonia will begin accession negotiations. The ambassadors of EU members within the frameworks of COREPER 2 failed to agree on the conclusions on Macedonia regarding the European Commission proposal to set a date for starting talks. Nikos Christodoulis, the spokesperson of Cypriot presidency, said there was no agreement on Macedonia. If the Macedonia issue is being transferred to the highest level and if the ministers fail to agree on accepting the European Commission recommendation, then it is possible that the prime ministers and presidents decide on the issue just like in 2005 when Macedonia became a candidate country. The European political analysts think that it would be better for Macedonia if the issue is discussed on higher levels because it means that there is room for arrangement, the news agency MIA Brussels correspondent said. Vice Prime Minister Arifi visits United States. During her visit to the United States, Vice Prime Minister for European Affairs Teuta Arifi met with the U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of State Philip Ricker. At the meeting, Arifi referred to the activities undertaken in Macedonia to address the recommendations in the latest European Commission report. The Vice Prime Minister stressed that the government adopted an action plan with measures and activities needed for the 5 key priorities covered by the high-level accession dialogue aimed to contribute to further progress in these areas. Ricker welcomed the progress achieved in the course of the last year for improvement of the democratic processes in the country and expressed support for the Euro-Atlantic perspective of Macedonia. Arifi also addressed the participants of the 4th Forum Europe-USA Transatlantic Dilemmas and Power, where she underlined that the process of Euro-Atlantic integration supported by the EU and the US contributed to the strengthening of the rule of law, the promotion of human rights, the implementation of economic reforms, and the development of regional cooperation in the Western Balkan countries. Minister of Economy and Evana Managing Board Chairman visit journalists. Minister of Economy Valon Saracini and Chairman of the Managing Board of Evana Macedonia Werner Hengst visited the journalists who are attending training course on energy efficiency as part of the Platform of Energy Efficiency Think and Save at Hotel Sirius in Strumica. The minister stated that the analysis in the energy section indicate the electricity consumption increases when the price of this energy-generating product increases or when it is deficient. Savings of electric energy are big, up to 40% in public buildings, but the percentage can increase. Households can annually save up to €1,000, whereas companies hundreds or thousands of euros, which is to benefit the entire economy in conditions of general economic crisis. Let this be a call on the citizens to use electricity as rationally as possible, stressed Saracini. The platform on energy efficiency, which is being implemented in cooperation with the Ministry of Economy and JSC Evana, Macedonia since the 12th of October 2012, aims to support the implementation of measures to promote energy efficiency as well as to raise public's awareness. Doctors' March and Counter-Protest organized. Doctors from the Public Health Service staged strike in front of the government on Saturday due to their dissatisfaction with the merit pay system, while their colleagues who don't support the strike called them to return to work. Organized by the Independent Trade Union of Skopje Clinical Center, doctors marched from the city park to the government demanding Minister Nikola Todorov's resignation and direct talks with Prime Minister Gruevski. The minister has decided to ignore the core of the Macedonian health system and its intellectual elite. We know what type of person we are dealing with, and therefore we urge the Prime Minister to solve the issue, said Dr. Dejan Stavric, head of the Independent Trade Union of Clinical Centers. Doctors who do not support the strike urged their colleagues to be reasonable and come back to work. According to the strike board of the Independent Trade Union, the counter-strike was the result of the pressure exerted by the ministry over directors of public health institutions. Prime Minister Gruevski on EU talks date and merit pay issues. Regarding the merit pay issue, Gruevski stressed it was a key reform in the health system whose implementation will continue. According to him, it is a well-thought-out project whose preparation required a long time. He emphasized that its goal is to help doctors who are committed to their job and also pointed out that the authorities are ready for discussions if there are problems related to the point system, but that there will be no discussions on the demands to cancel the project because it was part of the promises to the citizens. A small group of doctors who are obviously politically motivated used the project to disqualify the government's policy in the health system while forgetting that this government is the one that has helped that system the most. No government has so far invested more in procurement of equipment, reconstruction of hospitals, building new ones, training for doctors, and many other projects that saw a serious turnaround in the health system, he stressed. Debate on role of religious communities in building peaceful societies held. Promoting religious tolerance is very important for our society because tolerance is the only chance and opportunity to live in this world. The government has good cooperation with all religious communities in Macedonia, respecting their constitutionally guaranteed independence. Vice Prime Minister for the implementation of the Ohrid Framework Agreement, Musa Jaferi, said at the conference role of religious communities in building peaceful and multicultural societies. According to Dragi Kostadinovski of the Macedonian Orthodox Church, Ohrid Archbishopric, religious communities can play an important role in maintaining social integration in times when social control is weakened due to the problems in society. The diversity of religious and cultural communities is a unique richness of our country, a century-long heritage, he pointed out. Islamic religious communities, Afrim Tahiri, said Islam is a religion of togetherness based on the global vision about supporting unity between people to support elimination of discrimination on the basis of language, faith, race, and other factors. Interior Minister on Citizens' Trust in Police. Following the promotion of the OSCE report on citizens' trust in the police, which is the most positive so far, Interior Minister Gordana Jankulovska noted that the greatest recognition is the citizens' trust in the police work. The poll conducted on a sample of 2,600 citizens and 500 police officers over the summer suggests that nearly two-thirds of respondents trust and respect the police in their areas. Over 80% feel that the police can provide support whenever needed. Record high 57% reckon that the cooperation between the police and citizens is satisfactory. There is still a big difference in the perception on police operations by different ethnic groups, but the fact that the number of citizens who reckon that the police acts fair and treats them equally has increased from 6 to 10% is encouraging, said Jan Kuloska in the presence of Natalia George, deputy head of the OSCE mission to Skopje. Traffic Warning Daily Report. Heavy vehicles are banned to drive on road sections Mavrovo-Debar, Gostivar-Kičevo, Struga-Kjafasan, Kičevo-Makedonski Brod-Prilep, while traffic on Oteševo-Stenje has been normalized. The traffic on all main and regional roads moves in winter conditions on wet roads, especially in western regions where low-intensity snowfalls are registered. Automoto Association of Macedonia advises drivers to drive carefully as roads may be frosty due to low morning temperatures. Drivers are advised to drive carefully on Debar-Struga, Mavrovo-Debar, Katlanovo-Veles and Demirkapia-Udovo roads due to frequent landslides. Construction works on Katlanovo-Veles section of MA Highway will continue in the following period. Intensity of traffic is moderate outside urban areas, and the same condition is taking place on the border crossings where there aren't any longer delays needed for accomplishing all the customs formalities. Winter equipment in vehicles is mandatory until the 15th of March 2013.
Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.